Hey! It's the noon train on time?
Supposed to be.
Feels like it's time.
Fair enough.
BBN Jack Frost. What's up, party people? How's everybody doing? I'm hoping everybody's having a beautiful day. We have a lot to talk about. Now, I want to be clear about something. I don't want there to be no misunderstanding. I think that you should vote for whoever you think that you should vote for. I don't think that you should vote for who I think you should vote for. I don't think you should vote for who your neighbors think you should vote for. I don't think you should vote for who your husband and your wife think you should vote for. I think you should vote for whoever you think you should vote for. That's one. Two, generally speaking, if you all live in the same household, y'all should have similar interests. The things that help you should help the other people that live in your household, and the things that help the other people that live in your household should help you. So generally speaking, it would make sense if everybody voted that lived in the same house for the same person. Now, with that being said, there's a clip that I'm going to show y'all in give me about 3 minutes. There's a clip that I'm going to show y'all, and we're going to talk about the clip. But before we get to any of that, so you know what this video is about, Donald Trump just did an interview with the National Association of Black Journalists. This has to be one of the most unprofessional interviews I have ever seen. And that says a lot, because many of the interviews that Trump do is just people attacking Trump, and it has zero to do with policies. It has nothing to do with his first term, which is bananas, by the way. This is a president who already has had a first term, but for some strange reason, they don't seem to ever ask him any questions about his first term. All of the questions seem to be subjective. Pardon me. All of the questions, generally, most of the questions that he seemed to get, it don't seem to have any basis in policy. And I find that crazy that a journalist interviewing not just a politician, but a presidential candidate doesn't want to discuss policy with them. It's like they know that the policy of Trump's policies are better than the policies of the person that they want to get elected. So therefore, we can't discuss policies. That's just all the way out of the windows. And today I want to discuss the flip-flopping of Kamala Harris. There will be an extended video coming about the flip-flopping of Kamala Harris as soon as I decide what kind of video it's going to be. Also, I want to add, I think no matter how Trump says her name, they say he's saying it wrong. It's like people forget that regionally individuals have accents. It's like accents don't exist. But before we get to any of that, I want to show y'all something. I was talking with one of our, one of the people that, a big supporter of the platform. And only a couple of people know about this, what's going on over here right now. Only a couple of people know. And about 3 days ago, they said that I need to share this with you guys. And I was thinking, I don't think it's a good idea because there's just so much hate all the time. Anytime I say anything positive about myself, they be like, yo, this guy, he's self-centered and he's this. I can never say anything positive about myself. I can never talk positively about myself. As soon as that happens, I just get unfairly attacked by others. And not for nothing. And that's one of the main reasons why I am pro-Trump. because the thing that Trump is going through is 100% what I'm going through. People just making up shit, and then now you can't even talk about nothing important. You got to talk about the shit that people just made up about you that has nothing, no basis in reality. So the first thing I want to show y'all is salute to everybody that has been pulling up. I don't know if y'all can see how many views that is right here, but that is, let me turn this around. That's actually 3.4 million views. If you can't see it, I will screenshot it and show it. Hold on. A couple of things I'm going to show y'all real quick. All right, so I didn't need to screenshot it. I was able to zoom in. So we've been doing 3.4 million views basically. And just so we can be clear, that's literally just in the last like 5 days. Just so we can be clear, that's literally only in about the last 5-6 days. Let me check. I'm going to make sure I tell you the right amount of days. That's since July 26th. So how many other days that is? 7 days or something? Well, how many of probably like 9 days. So about 9 days, right? We've been doing 3.4 million views. And these are the amount of views that we've been doing on a daily basis. I'll show you right here. That's the views we've been doing on a daily basis. That's 1.6. Although we did max out around I'm trying to find out where I put the thing in. We actually maxed out at about 1.8. So I want to just give appreciation to everybody that's been pulling up. And I want to say thank you. We actually maxed out at that number. This is just the last couple of days. We actually maxed out at that number. So I want to say thank you to everybody that's been pulling up and enjoy our platform and like our platform and like what we're doing over here. We're basically, if we're going to do numbers like that consistently, then we're almost back to where we were. You understand what I'm saying? We on the way. We did not have any live yesterday because I woke up early and I was working. And by the time I turned around and realized how late it was already like 11 o'clock, 11:30. So that's why there was no live yesterday, period. That's the only reason. I just was busy working on these other projects. Shout out to Brandon Washington. He says, hey, Frost, hey, BBN fan bam, salute y'all, salute. Hope everything's going well with you and yours. Shout out to Ty Dye. He says, good morning, Frost. And once again, shout out to Brandon Washington. He says, yeah, Frost, you're doing a great job, my dude. Really stoked for you, bro. Appreciate you. That's a fact. And we're still getting all of this stuff done in the community that we're trying to do. I had a very, very short meeting with with some of the people yesterday, and I'm gonna have another meeting with them today, some other people, and we're gonna try to get some of this stuff to the board in a manner that we could get something passed where we can, create an environment out here for the kids year round to do, just keep them out of trouble and keep them focused on the things that we need to keep kids focused on in order for them to grow up into adults that is doing something in the world other than just running the streets and trying to be fucking gangsters. Because this gangster shit, I don't even understand how it's not played out yet. I just want to say something. Every time I see a grown adult try to be a gangster, all I could think about in my mind is, does this nigga got a mental health disorder? Like, that's all I could think. Like, you're a whole grown adult. There's so much shit to do out there in the world, but you sitting on the block trying to be a gangster. Dude, he got a mental health disorder? That's what goes through my head. I know it's tough, fam. It's tough for all of us. Not just you, not just him, not just her. It's tough for all of us. The Democrats are in charge. With that being said, Trump goes and does an interview with the National Association of Black Journalists. Now, when I say, and y'all know I've done quite a few interviews over here, when I say you are not supposed to open up attacking the person that you're interviewing, You are not supposed to open up attacking the person that you're interviewing. Also, I want to add, why wouldn't they interview Joe Biden and Joe Biden? They talk about stuff like ice cream. Why when they interview Kamala Harris, they want to talk about things that make her look good. But then when they go interview Donald Trump, they don't want to talk about policy with none of these people. They don't want to talk about policy with Biden. They don't want to talk about policy with Kamala, and they don't want to talk about policy with Trump. They are manipulating you. Trump is consistently trying to talk about policy. They are manipulating you. They know that if they talk about Biden, when they talk to Biden, they can't talk about policy because almost everything he did is bad. They know that they can't talk about policy with Kamala, and I'm about to show y'all proof, because all she does is lie. They cannot talk about policy with these people because these people are not the individuals that make decisions.
The entire country of Mexico facing unknown peril to come here. Why would that mother do that? I will tell you. Because she has decided for that child to remain where they are is worse. But what does Donald Trump do? He says, go back to where you came from. That is not reflective of our America and our values, and it's got to end.
To be clear to folks in this region who are thinking about making that dangerous trek to the United States-Mexico border, do not come. Do not come. And I believe if you come to our border, you will be turned back.
So why is she talking out both sides of her mouth? So when Donald Trump says, and this is the point that I'm trying to make, when Donald Trump says something, they're completely against it. It doesn't matter if it makes sense. It doesn't matter if it's right. It doesn't matter if he's correct. Whenever Donald Trump says something, they are completely against it. How the hell are y'all electing these people? I want to know. So when Donald Trump says we can't allow these people into America because we don't know who they are, they could be anybody, then that's racist. But when she says we can allow these people into America, then you know what? It just makes perfectly good sense over here. I need an explanation. I need for somebody, anyone, to give me an explanation because I want to know. How come when Donald Trump says something, it's racist, but when she says the same exact thing, not even with enough information to be able to allow people that don't know about the topic to have further enlightenment. What do I mean by this? When Donald Trump says, you know what, we just can't let all these people into America, he doesn't just say that. He explains why. You got people like you got countries like Venezuela letting all of their criminals out as long as they come up here. You have all of the gangs coming up here. You got all of the cartels coming up here. You got human trafficking coming up here. He gives an actual explanation. He doesn't just say a thing. When she says it, she gives zero explanation. She just says a thing. But when she says it, it makes sense. And when Donald Trump says it, it's racist. Because somebody put it in the chat. I need to know, why is this a thing? I need to know how does this work? I need to know. While we're talking about this, we're getting right back to this because I'm about to show you another clip. I want to say something real quick. Do y'all remember when Jackie Robinson? Well, of course you don't remember. None of us were alive. I don't know. I'm assuming the majority of us, if not all of us that's in here currently, was not alive when Jackie Robinson went into the MLB. But when Jackie Robinson went into Major League Baseball, do y'all see how they was treating him? And everybody said those people were racist. You want to know how they was treating them? They was treating them the same way Caitlin Clark is being treated right now in the WNBA. Same exact way. So when black people are doing some shit that could be considered racism and bigotry, we ignore it. But when the white person is doing anything that we don't like, we condemn them and say that they're racist. You want to know why I don't like the Democratic Party? Because they make us victims. You want to know what my biggest issue and beef since I got on the internet is? Niggas that call themselves gangsters pretending like I'm doing shit to them so they could be victims. Whole gangsters. They get on the internet, they talk crazy. In real life, they talk crazy. To be honest with you, they might be absolutely real gangsters, but they still go and play the fucking victim. That's been my biggest issue on the internet. That's one of the main reasons why I don't want to argue with people, and I'd rather just kick them out the chat. Because you're not going to come to my face and be a victim about some shit that is not even something to be a victim over. Don't make sense. Tada says Judge Joe Brown speaking facts. Judge Joe Brown cooked the. Make sure that y'all be watching the page later. I got a shitload of things that I'm going to be posting. Make sure that you watch the page later. Let's get back to the rest of this.
I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much, and she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago.
I'm going to say something real quick. We've all been saying, a lot of us black people have been saying the same thing that Trump is saying. This lady has been saying that she's been an Indian every single time she's been elected to a position. Then now all of a sudden when she's on the national stage, now she's black. And they said that Donald Trump was racist for saying this. That's bananas. How? He just stated a fact. Oh, she don't got to drop a black in her. That it goes much deeper than that, by the way. Just keep watching the page. We may talk about it tomorrow. I don't know if we're going to do a tonight show because we haven't been doing tonight shows. We may talk about it tomorrow, but keep watching the page for all the updates today. That's all I got to say. If you know what to look, you know what to look. With that being said, he didn't say anything different than many of us black people have already been saying. Kamala Harris has always been Indian. And then all of a sudden, when she gets on the national stage and she want to get elected, now all of a sudden she's black. I don't know why black people ain't pissed at this, just so we could be clear. I think us as black people, we should be angry. She has no black in her.
I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much, and she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black.
I don't think, I'm going to say something. I don't think he be trying to be funny most of the time. I just think he's a New Yorker. That's it. I just think he's a New Yorker. I think, you know, me being a New Yorker and me having had, you know, traversed like large regions of America. You know, I've went as far west as Tennessee, and as far south as Florida, and as far north as the upper portions of Massachusetts. So probably Boston is the most north I went. I'm not sure. I think I might have went a little bit more north, to be honest with you. But I think I don't think he's always trying to be funny. I think us as New Yorkers, we speak with a certain emphasis when we say certain things. Like when we get to parts of the sentence that we really want you to focus on, I think we just accentuate those words. And I think when he does that, which is just normal conversation, a normal way in New Yorker talk, I think people try to condemn him over that. Now, just to be fair, I don't think it's necessarily the racist that's doing that. I don't think it's the people that want to call him racist that's doing it. I think there's a lot of people that condemn him over that just because that's just something that touches them. And if, you know, something that they feel offended by or something that they don't understand, you know, I don't think it's entirely because of some kind of Bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? I don't think it's entirely because of some bullshit. I think it's as also to do with the fact that us, you New Yorkers, we just speak differently. So that's why sometimes when I'm talking with another New Yorker and I'm talking and then they try to act like I'm getting loud with them or something, and we both New Yorkers, I know you don't like me, fam. I might not say it in that moment. I might not treat you like that in that moment, but I promise you, I know it. Tada says she's trying to do a Rachel, I don't know how to say that lady's last name, but yeah, basically that's what's happening. I want to post, I'll put it up there. I don't know who this guy is, but he says they trying to pull an Obama, the first black female president. Absolutely. And just so we can be clear, whole world where I would vote for her. I think she's, as far as any other candidate goes, not the regular American, but as far as any political candidate goes, I think she's incompetent. Somebody's going to say I think she's incompetent for just people in general, even though I just made a point to say only regarding other possible candidates. You understand? That's called manipulation. It's gaslighting.
So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
She is always
But you know
identified as a
what?
black woman.
I
She went to a
respect
historically
either
black-
That lady, this is that reporter just lied and said she always identified as a black woman. Hold on, I'm gonna rewind it slightly so you can hear.
She was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
She is always
But you know
identified
what?
as a black woman.
I
She went to a
respect either
historically black
one.
college.
I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't, because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn and she became a black person.
Just to be clear, sir, do
And
you believe
I
that she
think
is
somebody should look into.
You could become the first Indian senator in U.S. history, which would be quite an accomplishment.
Not good.
Yes, because
Yes.
you are Indian.
Yes.
Okay, and I don't know that everybody knows that, but I find that wherever I go and I see Indian people at the supermarket, on the street, everyone's like, you know, Kamala Harris is Indian, right? It's like the thing we're so excited about to have you running for president.
Yeah.
So we're both Indian,
Yes.
but actually we're both South Indian.
Yes. You look like the entire one half of my family.
Okay, thank you.
You do.
I've been telling people
You
we're
do.
related already,
Yeah.
so this is perfect. It's basically true. And so were you raised eating South Indian food?
So
Incredible buildup and has seen is this incredible buildup with journalists here reporting.
Hold on. I want to say something before we get to that part. So I'm going to rewind that. I want to say something before we get to that part. So I just want this to be clear. When Trump said, as far as he knows, she's always been Indian, he's not being racist. I want y'all to find a point before she was trying to run for president that she called herself black. Do that for me. Find me the video and send it to me, and we'll talk about it. Find me the video when, before she was a candidate for the presidency in 2020, before she tried to get elected to the presidency, that she was claiming herself to be black. Just find it for me. Send it to me. We'll talk about it, and I'll play it. As far as I know, she's always been calling herself Indian. Now, with that also being said, I promise you, I can find, if you find one where she said she was black, I got about 6 or 7 where she said she was Indian. Just so we could be clear. I have about 6 or 7 videos already where she's been saying, nah, she Indian, just like these videos I'm showing y'all. Now, there's nothing wrong with being Indian. There's nothing wrong with running as a president and you're Indian. There's 0 things wrong with that. But you know what is wrong? You know how much black women got to fight? You know what kind of struggle black women have? You know how unfair the world is to black women? They've convinced most of y'all don't need a man just so they can run into y'all houses in the middle of the night and do what they want to y'all. You know how many black women are convinced they don't need a man? So they're going to always go through life with no partner? You know how hard it is to go through life with no partner? They've convinced y'all the black man is evil. You would rather go into the woods and get eaten by a bear. Because the bear's going to eat you. The wild bear in the woods, he's going to eat you. If you see a black man in the woods, he probably works there. Black people don't go to the woods unless they work there. Probably a forest ranger or something. Boy Scout troop he's running or something. You think black people really just go to the woods? That's bananas. So if you're a black woman and you see a black man in the woods, 9 times out of 10, he works there. You're going to be more scared of him than a freaking bear that you can't even communicate with. And this woman is trying to steal. She's already won a claim from all of y'all. The first black female vice president. She's already stolen that from black women. She's a colonizer. Colonizers aren't all only white. She a colonizer. She already stole first black female president, vice president from black women. Already stole it. Now she wants to steal first black female president. She stole first black female vice president. She wants to now steal first black president from black women. That's how I'm accepting this. I don't know how you all are. And she's obviously considers herself to be Indian. A while back, I said, yo, do y'all got any videos of her at any, black parties? You're not going to find none. But I promise you, you're going to find her in a whole bunch of pictures doing all of this other shit. Only black parties you might find her at is if she decided to go to one when she was in college. She went to a HBCU.
People at the supermarket, on the street, everyone's like, Kamala Harris is Indian, right? It's like the thing we're so excited about.
Everybody on the street is going up to this Indian actor, Mindy Kaling, who ruined Scooby-Doo. This chick ruined Scooby-Doo. Ruined Scooby-Doo. For everybody that don't know, there's this show called Velma. I did not watch it. They ruined I can't stand Mindy Kaling. I just can't stand her. Before she ruined Scooby-Doo, I thought she was funny and she was okay. But after she ruined Scooby-Doo with that show Velma, I can't stand her. I don't want you race swapping Scooby-Doo. I like Shaggy being the white freaking stoner. I like freaking Fred being the alpha who ain't really an alpha. I like Velma being the super intelligent girl that knows what's going on before anybody. I like this. And also, how are you going to have Scooby-Doo with no Scooby-Doo? I ain't got time for this. I'm going to just, because this is really something that pisses me off. I grew up on Scooby-Doo. I don't like when they mess up our projects. With that being said, let's finish playing this real quick.
Have you
I'm gonna go to the
running for
comments after this
president.
clip.
Yeah.
So we're both Indian,
Yes.
but actually we're both South Indian.
Yes. You look like the entire one half of my family.
Okay, thank you.
So just so we could be clear, she looks like entirely one half of her family. The other half of her family, the guy is Jamaican, but he actually comes from a white slave master's family, and they own slaves. So her father's side of the family, who she's purporting to be the black guy, actually they were slave owners in Scotland at one point. Just so we could be clear to all of you people that love massa.
Do.
I've been telling people we're related already, so this is perfect. It's basically true. And so were you raised eating South Indian food?
So
Incredible build.
So I want to show y'all something real quick because this Martin guy came in here. I'm going to show his comment. So could I just eat this Martin guy for 1 second? I just want to eat him, or because he's not like us. Hold on. I'm prepared. I want y'all to hear the question that this lady asked, that he's trying to say, during an interview, right? When you're asked a question, you're expected to answer that question, right? So if you are interviewing Trump and you decide you're not going to ask him any questions on policy, you're not going to answer any questions on actual policy. You're just going to ask Trump about his person he's running against. And then Trump answers the questions that you're asking him that are only about the person he's running against. So Marcus right here, just so we could be clear, he is mentally unstable. Now I'm going to show you the clip because I have it. Give me 1 second. I'm going to show you the clip. I just wanted to show you that Marcus is mentally unstable.
Kamala Harris is only on the ticket because she is a black woman.
Okay, so that's another clip that I'm going to use to ether people like him in 2 seconds when they come in here and start talking crazy. I got the clip to just absolutely just ether this guy right here. Hold on. I got a ton of them. I'm prepared.
117 shootings.
There's like a million videos that I took, and there's no actual order.
Someone from Illinois, an unarmed black woman, was shot the other day in her home.
Look, you see the questions they ask him? They're not asking him any questions about policy. Okay, so I banned that guy, but I'm going to keep his comment up there so we could go on there. I banned him.
It was appropriate for you to be here today. You have pushed false claims about some of your rivals.
Now look,
Nikki Haley to former President Barack Obama.
Before I show this, before I show you just why this guy's mentally unstable, I want you to read his comment. I'm going to read it out loud so we can all read it together. It's crazy to me that rather than answering any questions, that man will discredit his opponent and interviewers who ask him tough questions. Why do people feel so comfortable going off on people of color? Now I want you to hear the question. They're not going to ask him no question on policy. They're going to literally ask him a question about his opponent. So Marcus is saying that if they ask him a question about his opponent, he's not supposed to answer it? Mentally unstable. If he don't answer that question, you know what Marcus is going to say? He's going to say he doesn't want to answer tough questions. Gaslighting. These niggas is sent from Satan. I promise you.
A lot of people did not think it was appropriate for you to be here today. You have pushed false claims about some of your rivals, from Nikki Haley to former President Barack Obama, saying that they were not born in the United States. It is not true. You have told 4 congresswomen of color who were American citizens to go back to where they came from. You have used words like animal and rabbit to describe black district attorneys, You've attacked Black journalists, calling them a loser, saying the questions that they ask are, quote, stupid and racist. You've had dinner with a white supremacist at your Mar-a-Lago resort. So my question, sir, now that you are asking Black...
Now, did you just see how she just attacked him? This is her first question. Before she even asked the question, she didn't say, how you doing today? She didn't say, look, we sitting here with Trump. She didn't say nothing like a civilized individual would. She just immediately attacked him right off of the rip. And then this is the question she asks.
Supporters to vote for you. Why should Black...
I rewind it slightly.
You've had dinner with a white supremacist at your Mar-a-Lago resort. So my question, sir, now that you are asking Black supporters to vote for you, why should Black voters trust you after you have used language like that?
Well, first of all, I don't think I've ever been asked a question so in such a horrible manner. First question.
He's right.
You don't even say, hello, how are you? Are you with ABC? Because I think they're...
He's right. He's 100% right. What kind of damn question was that? Who here thinks that was a good question? Put it in the chat. There you go, Marcus. You already got kicked out the door. Who here thinks that was a good question? Put it in the chat. Who? Also, before we get to the next thing, she went to school in Canada. She grew up in Canada. She didn't grow up in America. All right? So she grew up in Canada. Black women who want to die on this hill. She grew up in Canada. She doesn't purport herself to be Black until it was time to run for presidency. It shows that she's a liar and will do anything to get in power. The first clip I showed y'all was that she was a liar. You think that was by accident? Mr. Barry says, I'm not attacking you when I'm saying that, by the way. I was just making a point. Mr. Barry says, do people not know who started the Democrats after Lincoln freed the slaves? And the Democrats, the Dixiecrats you're talking about? The Dixiecrats. The Dixiecrats? Her father was half white and half Jamaican or some shit like that. And the white side of her half white owned slaves in like Scotland or some shit. Or he was Scottish or some shit. He owned slaves. Mr. Barry says, bruh, why would he do something only for Black people? We don't need handout. Trump said exactly what should have been said. I don't think Trump spoke. If you got the clip on what he said, what he would or wouldn't do for Black people, show it. I think you're responding back to that idiot that was in the chat. And Trump has did things that were primarily to help Black people. And what happens is it has to go through Congress. So in order for Congress to sign off on it, the Democrats weren't going to let the bill pass unless he allowed for everybody to be involved, not just Black people. Trump did try to give us only loans. Remember, there was a loan program that was set up, and Trump tried to make it only for Black people. Trump tried to make it only for Black people. And what happened was the Democrats would not sign off on it. That's what happened. This is all, I don't even know. They probably erased it from Google at this point. But anybody was paying attention to politics at that time, you know what I'm talking about. And remember, I think Trump is, the KKK was started by Democrats. That's a fact. Shout out to Barry for saying that. Black people love calling Trump a Ku Klux Klan member, but Joe Biden was led the grandmaster of the KKK was his mentor. Y'all love that guy. They don't ask Harris what she's doing for the black community. They actually did ask Harris what she's doing for the black community. Hold on, I got that. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna play it if I can find it in a couple of moments. If I can't find it real quick, we're just gonna move on. That means I have to remember what the image looks like when she was talking, because I absolutely have it. Fam. What up, Nervins? That was terrible. That whole, and don't go, everybody that is a supporter of BBN, don't go nowhere. I got a dope surprise for y'all. I'm gonna show y'all in a couple of minutes. Dope surprise. I'm gonna show y'all in a couple of minutes. Give me 1 second. But she literally said in the interview, why would she do anything only for black people? Basically, she would never do that. And she said that in the interview. I can't find the clip, but if anybody can find the clip, DM it to me right now. I'm going to post it. I'm going to put it right now. DM it to me. I got it. I just, for me to search and find it, it's going to take a minute. DM it to me. Tada says, leave the Jamaican part out. He's a coolie. I don't think they know what that is, fam. I don't think they know what that is. Mr. Berry says it lives rent-free in his head. Bam! She says she's not going to do anything for black people specifically. Trump has tried and couldn't get it passed. They are not the same. Please stop believing that this woman is with us. She ain't.
Up and has seen is this incredible buildup with journalists here reportedly upset because Donald Trump was coming. Some of them, and some of them we really hadn't heard from. So what I loved about what you couldn't see today was how much of that audience was enjoying the moment of hearing from a candidate that they might not always agree with. And that is the whole point. That is the growth of journalism.
That's called maturity also. And that is actually literally what journalists are supposed to do. Be able to have a conversation with somebody that they don't agree with and be able to have a conversation with it. And that's one of the reasons why I kick people out of here. Because I'll have the talk with you as long as we're being civil and as long as we're making sense. But once we stop making sense and as long as we're not being civil no more, I'm just going to kick you. I don't want to deal with it.
To be able to listen and question those things that you may not know about because you don't often talk to that person or those people. That was the goal here. So for all of that pushback, young journalists that I'm talking to after the event are saying, well, we're glad he's here. Now, from Donald Trump, we got a lot of talk about the border. And look, if she becomes the Democratic presidential nominee, Kamala Harris.
Ain't that one dude? Is his comment still here? Or is it all of his comments going? All his comments are going. Didn't that one dude say that Donald Trump didn't talk anything about policies? Then why is this reporter saying that he spoke about the border a lot?
That is an issue that they will continue to hit her hard on, Republicans in general, and particularly this former president. I know she's trying to turn the tables and make it about the legislation that has not passed, blaming Republicans for that. But what about the poorest poor?
Got a question. She keeps talking about what she's going to do when she becomes president. She's vice president right now. She can do all of those things right now. If she's saying I can't get it done because of the Republicans in Congress, well, how is that going to change when you become president? That's not going to change. You're still going to have those same things. You're still going to get nothing done. So you have 4 years where you've got nothing done. and you want us to now elect you to a higher seat. How does that make sense?
Border, and that's where he went. What's interesting is we now know she's going to do this particular venue, the National Association of Black Journalists.
She didn't want to show up when Trump showed up because she doesn't want to speak face to face with him. Now, I want to be clear on this because people are going to say, well, there's a debate. The reason there's a, I already know, fam. I already know, fam. I already know. But thank you for putting that up there because people needed to see the terminology. But Mr. Berry, just so we could be clear, you said right. I thought I was tripping. Tripping about what? Put it in the chat. I want to know what you thought you was tripping about specifically. So hold on. I lost my place for a second.
Border, and that's where he went. What's interesting is we now know she's going to do this particular venue, the National Association of Black Journalists. Going into today, that.
Okay, so the reason why, if I'm Trump, I'm pulling out of the debate also, is because she's not the Democratic nominee. Nobody elected her. Tell me who elected her to be the Democratic nominee. Nobody elected this woman. To be perfectly honest with you, I think if she had a debate with some of the other people who are just as qualified, I think she gets killed in the debate. I think she gets killed. I think she absolutely gets killed. And I think somebody else gets the nomination. That's for one. For two, if he has the debate with her, then before she's actually nominated, whatever the case is, you want to know what that does? That kind of gives credence to her claiming the Democratic nominee. That nomination, that gives, how do you say, that gives her the ability to claim it. You understand? That gives her more, that kind of puts her in the position like she is it without ever being elected. Just so we can be clear. No one elected her. Mr. Berry says, if you're in office, why not change things now? Exactly. 100%. You want to know what they're going to do? They're going to keep blaming Trump's administration, even though they've been in office for 4 years, for almost 4 years. They're going to blame everything on Trump still. They're going to say Trump. If she wins the election 3 years from now, she's still going to be blaming Trump. You understand? You understand? You understand how gaslighting works? They're never going to stop blaming Trump. Every single time they fuck up, it's going to be Trump's fault. Every single time they decide that they want to do inaction rather than actual action, they're going to blame Trump. Every time they, make a terrible decision, they're going to blame Trump. They blame Trump for the border. He wanted to put up a whole fucking wall. Trump told the regular American citizens to go down there and help Texas. They said he's trying to usurp I guess he was trying to usurp the authority, but they were trying to say that he was trying to cause a problem at the border while he's trying to stop the people from coming through the border. So understand what they're doing. You understand? These people could not be trusted.
Was not the case. It'll be remote. The president has said he will debate her if she becomes the nominee. So you have these two people now center stage. It's interesting to get one of them on that dais.
But I gotta ask you about Kamala Harris. How you feel about her?
She's a piece of shit. I was in California. She lacked professional competence, and she worked on it by hiking up her hemline when she needed influence rather than researching. She's always tried to do the casting couch to get where she wants. Now, the problem is that'll get somebody to a certain level quickly, but you can't get past that level if you don't have competence and talent. So my thing about it is if I'm crude about it, in this city years ago, I used to represent a whole bunch of pimps and hoes, and I know a hoe when I see one. And I say this, I don't care, women, you do what you want to do if you want to have recreational sex, but when you do the casting couch or anything else for professional purposes to get paid or advance, you a hoe. And she's old hoe. And the problem is what is she supposed to do? Somebody, one of her sycophant slaves comes up and unwraps her in a carpet naked at Putin's feet, and he says, oh yeah, I'm Julius Caesar. He said, no, ho, I got better stuff here already. Plus, I don't want you anyway, you old woman. Get on up, you know. Or Xi Jinping, is he supposed to be impressed? She's doing word salad. Well, we're here today because China and the U.S. are here today, and that's why we have to agree on what we're doing here today. Like, fool, what did you just say? You know, did you say anything?
Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is only on the ticket because she is a black woman?
Well, I can say, no, I think it's maybe a little bit different. So I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much. And she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she...
Can I just say something? People are saying that he's racist for saying this. Because somebody explain to me how any of this is racism. Him saying this, I'm going to replay it. I need an explanation how what he's saying right here is racist. Please, somebody tell me. I don't really want to play that. Judge Joe just went off for her. I think Judge Joe just took it too far. I ain't gonna lie. But I think he could, even if he wanted to say the things he was saying, I just wish he said it nicer. Because if he said it nice, I'd be posting it more. But he just went absolutely off for her, and I just think it was just, I wish he used it just a little bit more kinder words.
What did I say? You know, did you say anything?
Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is only on the ticket because she is a black woman?
Well, I can say, no, I think it's maybe a little bit different. So I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much. And she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
She has always identified as a black woman.
I
She went to a
respect either
historically black
one.
college.
That lady just lied.
I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't, because she was Indian all the way.
No, she doesn't. All right. She's trying to steal the energy from black women. That's the way I feel.
And then all of a sudden she made a turn and she became a black person.
Just to be clear, sir, do
And
you believe that she is
somebody should look into that too.
Also, let's just be clear. When she started in politics, it wasn't a positive thing to be a black woman. She literally probably wouldn't have made it anywhere near as far as she was before she started running for the president if she would have been claiming being black right off the rip.
You ask, continue in a very hostile, nasty tone.
It's a direct question, sir. Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is a DEI hire, as some Republicans
I really don't
have
know.
said?
I mean, I really don't know. Could be.
Now, a couple of things I want to say real quick. So the Democrats say DEI hires are a good thing until somebody says that Kamala Harris is a DEI hire. Somebody explain that to me. Democrats keep talking about how DEI is a good thing until it's attached to Kamala Harris. Explain to me why. So Democrats know that DEI hires are people that aren't qualified. They know this. They know this. This is something they know. DEI hires are people who are not qualified. They know this. We have a vote up. 40 people voted so far. The question is, was Trump treated fairly at the National Association of Black Journalists? Obviously, we're talking about just the journalists that was asking them questions. 38% said yes, they were professional. 35% says no, they was terrible. And 28% said just want to see the results. I'm going to leave the poll up there. Please, everybody, vote at your own discretion. With that being said, this nigga said the casting couch. I think that was harsh. I'm sorry. I think that was harsh. I didn't think Joe Brown needed to go there, even though that is what people say about her. And it's what people been saying about her before she even ran for the presidency. Like people's been saying this about her for like the last 10 years, like even longer. You understand? People have been saying this about her. That's another reason why I don't like the fact that Black women are allowing for themselves to be attached to her. I don't like it. But, you know, it is what it is. They are brainwashed, feeble-minded. They love voting for people who give them nothing. I think that most people are just tricked, and I think that whenever you say bring racism into it, bring some kind of sex crime into it, even if the person is lying about the sex crime, even if the person is lying about the racism, I think that people are just geared. It just don't make sense. Like Kamala Harris called J.D. Vance weird, right? Let me show you a picture of her daughter. Let me show you a picture of Kamala Harris's daughter. Hold on. Because this is bananas. Let me show you a picture of her daughter. So she's some kind of model, she says. I mean, I don't know. Let's get some of her modeling pictures. Just so we could see what's going on with this young lady. Okay, so this is Kamala Harris's daughter, right? Whatever you think, I'm not trying to. This is Kamala. I actually like the jump up she's wearing on the left side of the screen. I actually like that. Hope that's on the left side of the screen for you guys. So this is Kamala Harris's daughter. Right here, she looks totally like Weird Al. I'm not even capping. This outfit is pretty nice. The one on the left side right there. What the hell? And what's up with that green thing up there in the middle? So this is Kamala Harris's daughter. Kamala Harris is calling J.D. Vance weird. This is his daughter. Oh, there go my homegirl. Ah! Anybody ever, if y'all never watched Ozark, you are losing out. This is Kamala Harris's daughter, right? This is Kamala Harris's daughter. Remember, she called J.D. Vance weird. I just want to be clear on this. Her adopted daughter, by the way. She has no kids of her own. She gets abortions. This is Kamala Harris's daughter, right? I mean, it is what it is. So this is, let's see how J.D. Vance and his family looks real quick, right? This is J.D. Vance's family. This guy is weird to them. I just want you to understand that. This guy is weird to them. You just look. This guy is weird to them. I have no idea who this hillbilly family is. This guy is weird to them. Look, he's just a regular family man. This guy is weird. This guy, he's just a regular family man. You saw me put in his family too. This is just a regular family man doing stuff. You don't even got that many pictures of him and his family. Here goes his wife. His wife is actually Indian, like Kamala Harris. So this guy is weird. This guy. His kids love him, always doing stuff with his kids, all these pictures with him and his kids. His kids love him. This guy is weird. I have no idea what that is. I don't think that's from a movie, Hillbilly Elegy. I don't know why. Why are you attaching this hillbilly stuff to J.D. Vance? Apparently, Google has attached hillbilly to him. So this is weird, but the shit her daughter's doing, that's perfectly normal. So I don't know what to tell you. Don't know what to tell you. No idea. All I can say is this, is that I don't think these people are trustworthy. That's it. I don't think they're trustworthy. Do what you want to do, though. I want to take a moment out real quick to say shout out to everybody that has been watching our content. These are the numbers that we've been doing. That's 48-hour period, just so we can be clear. That's over a 48-hour period. You can see it right here. So shout out to everybody who has been watching the page, who's been tuning in. I appreciate y'all. I don't want to show too many numbers. I'm not trying to make anybody jealous, and I'm not trying to say that I'm better than anybody. I just want to show the appreciation that I have for the individuals who have been coming through to the page. I have been showing us love. That's it. I hate that I have to talk like this because I know other human beings, generally speaking, don't have to speak in such a manner. They could just say what they want to say without people trying to lie on what they're saying. So this is the views we've been doing. This is basically the views we've been doing since the 26th, I think, of July. We had 3.4 million views since the 26th of July. There's pages that hate me that can't get 3.6 million views in the 5 or 6 years they've been in existence, just so we can be clear. I got this in just a couple of days. Just a couple of days. So I appreciate y'all. And we have a ton of new subs. And this is how many subs we picked up in the last couple of days. Which is still, it says 28 days, but I'll show you the analytic on it all the way so you can see that it was less than 28 days, much less than 28 days. What the heck, man? Scroll out. As you can see, it's only been a couple of days that I've been doing those numbers. I'll even hit the button to show you because I don't have no reason to lie. Since July 26th. So since July 26th, we've just been taking off over here in all aspects of everything. I appreciate everybody. Well, after July 26th or July 27th, like I just said. So I appreciate everybody. July 27th was the first day we actually started our ascension. So I appreciate everybody that's been showing up. I appreciate everybody that's been liking the videos. Hundreds of thousands of likes. Well, I don't know if it's thousands of likes, tens of thousands of likes. In that same amount of time, tens of thousands of likes. I actually do think it's at least like 100,000 likes, to be honest with you. But at least a minimum of tens of thousands of likes. Definitely appreciate y'all. Appreciate everyone. We've been having quite a few videos going over 100,000 views. A lot of videos going over 100,000 views during the span of time. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. When y'all show up like that, you allow for me to do the content I want to do instead of feeling like I got to do what other people want me to do, which I'm not gonna do. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all got to remember, I have a lot of people that try to get into like friends with me, but they really working for the enemy. You understand what I'm saying? They really working for the people that don't like me. So they spending all of their time trying to be friends with me. You understand what I'm saying? So they could try to sabotage me and make me look like I'm somebody I'm not and all this other bullshit. Well, we're going to be doing more than just that, just so we could be clear. We're going to be doing more than just that. But what that does is that allows for me to work on other content that I really want to do. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm working on other content. I'm working on other content. You understand what I'm saying? Just so we could be clear. So our numbers. I didn't mean to erase that. I erased something by accident. Did I kick that person by accident? Make sure I didn't kick that person. No, it didn't. I guess that person just erased their own comment. I don't know what just happened. In any regard, I appreciate everybody. We over here working. That's why there was no live yesterday. Also, just so we can be clear. And shout out to everybody who pulls up to the Cash App, pulls up to the Super Chat, pulls up to the PayPal. If anybody would like to donate to the page, I'd appreciate it. As you can see, I am working. People are lying on me. There's nothing I can do about the lies. All I could do is just keep doing what I'm doing. There's shit I could do about the lies. I just accidentally hid your message. That was an accident, paranormal activity. If you want to rewrite it, please rewrite it. It was hidden by accident. It wasn't hidden on purpose. If you want to rewrite it, please rewrite it. It came up on one feed, but it didn't come up on the other feed. So I got to keep looking over here. I got 2 feeds going. So I got to keep looking over here, apparently. And Tada says she lined up perfectly to be the whore of Babylon, as quoted in the scripture. I don't want to put that label on her. Mr. Barry says, I just want people to understand that if Trump didn't care about people, he would be somewhere in an island. He's lost so much money. Lost. He's lost so much money defending himself against the odds. Trump is the type of rich that is, he's going to make money no matter what. He can do 0 things and his money is going to keep improving. He doesn't even have to do any more deals. You understand? So he doesn't need the presidency. Trump trying to get involved in Trump getting involved in politics was more of a hindrance to his personal life and his economic life, his money, his financial situation, than it has been improving. You understand? The reason why the Democrats hate Trump, in my opinion, is because they can't buy him. People hate individuals. What up, Show Enough? People hate individuals that they can't manipulate. Oh, pardon me. Let me back up off that statement. People who gaslight hate individuals that they can't manipulate. You see, when you don't have good intentions, you want to manipulate. When you have good intentions, the last thing you're thinking about is manipulation. That's not really something that's on your mind. But when you do not have good intentions, when your intentions are bad, then yeah, you want to manipulate. And if you have an individual who you can't manipulate, then people immediately make the people that want to manipulate individuals, the gaslighters, immediately consider that person to be an enemy. Immediately. Because they can't manipulate you. You understand? Gaslighters don't like people around them that they can't manipulate. They're control freaks. That's why my new thing is, when I find out somebody's a gaslighter, I don't even get mad at them. I don't call them out on it either. I just move away from them. Oh, really? Word? Huh. And then our late relationship just start going in the other direction. Because you got to back away from them. You can't run away from them. You understand what I'm saying? You got to back away nice and easy. But they're going to make it easy. Remember, they're trying to gaslight you. So they're going to constantly make, you got to do this or this is going to happen situations. You understand? So, okay, if I don't do the thing you want me to do, then you're not going to fuck with me. Fine. I was trying to get away from you for the last month. You know, you making it easy. Stay away from gaslighters. I was about to drink some water. I got to go back to the kitchen. With that being said, I'm going to play the video one more time straight through. Put it down in the comments. I want to know what you guys think about it. I'm going to play it one more time straight through. I'm even going to remove myself from the
mother who pays a coyote to transport her child through their country of origin, through the entire country of Mexico, facing unknown peril to come here. Why would that mother do that? I will tell you. Because she has decided for that child to remain where they are is worse. But what does Donald Trump do? He says, go back to where you came from. That is not reflective of our America and our values, and it's got to end.
To be clear to folks in this region who are thinking about making that dangerous trek to the United States-Mexico border, do not come. Do not come. And I believe if you come to our border, you will be turned back.
I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much, and she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
She is always identified as a black woman.
I respect either one. I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't, because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn and she became a black person.
Just to be clear, sir, do you believe that she is
somebody should look into?
You could become the first Indian senator in U.S. history, which would be quite an accomplishment.
Not good.
Yes, because you are Indian.
Yes.
Okay, and I don't know that everybody knows that, but I find that wherever I go and I see Indian people at the supermarket, on the street, everyone's like, you know, Kamala Harris is Indian, right? It's like the thing we're so excited about to have you running for president.
Yeah.
So we're both Indian, but actually we're both South Indian.
Yes. You look like the entire one half of my family.
Okay, thank you.
You do.
I've been telling people we're related already, so this is perfect. It's basically true. And so were you raised eating South Indian food?
So
incredible buildup and has seen is this incredible buildup with journalists here reportedly upset because Donald Trump was coming. Some of them. And some of them we really hadn't heard from. So what I loved about what you couldn't see today was how much of that audience was enjoying the moment of hearing from a candidate that they might not always agree with. And that is the whole point. That is the growth of journalism, to be able to listen and question those things that you may not know about because you don't often talk to that person or those people. That was the goal here. So for all of that pushback, young journalists that I'm talking to after the event are saying, well, we're glad he's here. Now, from Donald Trump, we got a lot of talk about the border. And look, if she becomes the Democratic presidential nominee, Kamala Harris, that is an issue that they will continue to hit her hard on, Republicans in general, and particularly this former president. I know she's trying to turn the tables and make it about the legislation that has not passed, blaming Republicans for that. But what about the porous border? And that's where he went. What's interesting is we now know she's going to do this particular venue, the National Association of Black Journalists. Going into today, that was not the case. It'll be remote. The president has said he will debate her if she becomes the nominee. So you have these two people now center stage. It's interesting to get one of them on that dais.
But I gotta ask you about Kamala Harris. How you feel about her?
She's a piece of shit. I was in California. She lacked professional competence, and she worked on it by hiking up her hemline when she needed influence rather than researching. She's always tried to do the casting couch to get where she wants. Now, the problem is that'll get somebody to a certain level quickly, but you can't get past that level if you don't have competence and talent. So my thing about it is if I'm crude about it, in this city years ago, I used to represent a whole bunch of pimps and hoes, and I know a hoe when I see one. And I say this, I don't care, women, you do what you want to do if you want to have recreational sex, but when you do the casting couch or anything else for professional purposes to get paid or advance, you a hoe. And she's old hoe. And the problem is what is she supposed to do? Somebody, one of her sycophant slaves comes up and unwraps her in a carpet naked at Putin's feet, and he says, oh yeah, I'm Julius Caesar. He said, no, ho, I got better stuff here already. Plus, I don't want you anyway, you old woman. Get on up, you know. Or Xi Jinping, is he supposed to be impressed? She's doing word salad. Well, we're here today because China and the U.S. are here today, and that's why we have to agree on what we're doing here today. Like, fool, what did you just say? You know, did you say anything?
Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is only on the ticket because she is a black woman?
Well, I can say, no, I think it's maybe a little bit different. So I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much. And she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
She is always identified as a black woman. She went to a historically black college.
I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't, because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn and she became a black person.
Just to be clear, sir, do
and
you believe that she is
somebody should look into that too when you ask continue in a very hostile, nasty tone.
It's a direct question, sir. Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is a DEI hire, as some Republicans
I really don't
have
know.
said?
I mean, I really don't know. Could be, could be.
Yo, why do the Democrats support DEI, the whole movement? But if the candidate gets called a DEI hire, all of a sudden there's something wrong with it. Because somebody explain that to me. I need all of the explanations. That sounds very hypocritical. It sounds like they know DEI hires are bad. I'm going to say something. Listen and pay attention. Don't listen with this. Listen with this. You want to know what destroyed the MCU? I'm going to tell you right now what destroyed the MCU. They made one very, very uncalculated, effed up choice that basically snowballed. And that was not introducing the original Captain Marvel as a man. What people don't understand is there was about 10 years of content, if not more, that Marvel had with Captain Marvel, the male Captain Marvel, in comic books. They have so many storylines that he was attached to that are important, even outside of him, that now you have no choice. You don't have no opportunity to use them. What I'm hoping happens is they do some alternative reset and then they bring the male Captain Marvel so people can understand the difference. That was a DEI situation. They wanted diversity, equity, and inclusion. And by doing that, it snowballed and destroyed the whole entire MCU. Because Captain Marvel, both the male and the female Captain Marvel, are very important. But the problem is you needed the male Captain Marvel in order to be able to show why the female Captain Marvel is as important as she is. That's the problem. So everywhere else, DEI is good. DEI is bad when it has to deal with Kamala. I'm not even sure I'm saying her name right. That's one. Two, Kamala Harris has no ass, like at all. I 100% believe that she's Indian. She has no ass. I know this sounds crazy, and this is not what we're supposed to be talking about. But she has no ass. I just gotta just say that because this is something that's bothered me since the first day I saw her. Hold on. Forget about that though, because that's obviously that's subjective and whatever. But I want to say this, right? She's no ass, man. She's out here claiming to be a black woman and she has zero ass. Let's talk about something. That's like some woman claiming to be a Dominican chick and she don't look like she had some kind of, and she has no nothing, no tits, no butt, no curves, no lips. How is you Dominican, woman? Anyway. And you don't know how to cook. I don't know if she knows how to cook or not. Hold on. I'm making jokes at this point, but hold on. I personally think, this is just opinion of mine, y'all black women need to get away from her. Listen, how does she have her rally, right? And she has and this is probably why Tory Lanez is screwed. She had Megan Thee Stallion come out, shaking her ass, singing a song about being promiscuous and having low moral standards. But when Donald Trump does his rallies, he come out to basically, I love America. I'm a real American. America the beautiful. We have to make America stronger. But when she comes out to songs about low moral standards. She had Quavo speaking at her rally, and Quavo is not necessarily a popular black person right now because a lot of black people believe that, you know, his nephew, that was his nephew or his uncle. Anyway, not Offset, the one of them that could actually rap, which was the one that lost his life. Quavo, Offset, and I can't remember the other, the one that isn't here no more. Put it in the chat. But a lot of people believe Takeoff. A lot of people believe that Takeoff would still be alive today if not for him. You know, remember Takeoff, the guy that didn't want to be there no more? He wanted to leave a long time ago, but he wanted to stay and gamble. That Takeoff. Takeoff, the only one out of the Migos who actually was a really good rapper. The rest of them is okay at best. That Takeoff. The rest of them are okay at best. Well, Offset is okay at best. That dude Quavo he's not good. He's probably good at doing ad-libs or something. I don't know, but he's terrible in my opinion. He's not a good rapper. Takeoff was the best one out of all of them. And he was, you know, he's okay. He wasn't exceptional, but he was the best one out of all of them. And I'm assuming he was the one that's the style that they got from him. It was his style. Just assuming he was the one that created that style that everybody loved because he was the best rapper. Oh, wow. We running late. I started the show late today. Started at 10. Started the show late today. I started at 10. Any questions? I'll put a link down there if anybody want to come up here and talk for a second. Yeah, Takeoff came up with that style. That's a fact. I'll put a link down there if anybody want to come up here and talk with me for a moment. Takeoff. He was the only one of them that was actually, I would consider to be, you know, good. Offset is okay. Offset is more of a performer. Shout out to Offset. I'm not trying to shit on you. But Quavo is, what are you doing, fam? Like, what are you doing? How is this even going to work? I already got a couple of videos ready to go right now as soon as we get off the line. Like I've just been getting myself so prepared for uploads lately. And I got to get ready to upload some videos like in a minute. But I've been getting myself so prepared for uploads. We already got 2 videos ready to go right now. Megan Thee Stallion of all people, fam. You should come up here, show enough. You should give us a couple of moments of your time so we could discuss this. You should come up here. But yeah, Megan Thee Stallion. So nah, I'm not. Also, that's why I believe, and for everybody that don't understand why I'm saying what I'm saying, the bodyguard just recently came out and said, made an actual statement to the courts that Tory Lanez was actually trying to wrestle the gun away from Kelsey, and they're not going to even allow it. They're not even going to allow it. So the actual witness came out, who everybody knows was there, saying that the events of what y'all saying happened actually wasn't what happened, and there's alternative facts. And so, yeah, they're not even going to allow that. So Tory Lanez is basically going to do 10 years right now over some bullshit. Tory Lanez needs Trump to get into office, and then hopefully he can get they'll let him out. You give him a pardon. That's what Tory Lanez need. So if you're a Tory Lanez fan, I advise you to vote for Trump, just so we can be clear. If you're a Tory Lanez fan, you should be voting for Trump. If you are a fan of Young Thug, you should be voting for Trump. And I'm not saying Young Thug is innocent. I'm just saying if you're fans of these 2 individuals, you should be voting for Trump. Because the people that's prosecuting these individuals are 100% on the other side of that line. If you are a person that want black people to get some kind of reparations, you should be voting for Trump. If you are a person that want our prices of food to go down, you should be voting for Trump. If you're somebody who's a small business owner and you want to get loans from the government, you should be voting for Trump. If you are a person who might need some kind of stimulus from the government of any kind, you should be voting for Trump. There's so many different reasons to vote for Trump. I can't even explain it to you. If you read the Bible, you should be voting for Trump. Just saying what it is. If you read the Bible, you should be voting for Trump. If you read the Bible, you cannot vote for Kamala Harris. You do know that, right? If you believe in God, you literally can't vote for Kamala Harris. Literally. If anybody ever comes up here to have that conversation with me, I'll have it. But I don't want to go into this because I don't want this to seem like I'm just against women, because obviously I'm not. But if you read the Bible, go to church, you literally cannot vote for Kamala Harris. Literally. Let me see your face, fam. And then you could turn your camera back off. All right. Wait, hold on. Turn your camera back off. All right. I'm pulling you up. If you don't want to show your face, you can turn it off. I'm pulling you up.
All right.
What's up, my brother?
What's going on, brother? What's going on, man?
Chilling. What
Good
you wanted
morning.
to say?
Yeah, I wanted to say, black people, man, black people. I really hope that we don't fall for this nonsense by Kamala Harris and the Democrats, because I saw this a long time ago. I knew they was going to shift her into the position to run for president because they want to pull off an Obama. And all these black people, oh, Kamala Harris is a black woman and she'll be the first black president. And they're going crazy, jumping around. They did the same thing for Obama and only got Obama phones. That's it. So Kamala Harris has already said that she's an Indian woman. She said that, stressed the point, right? When they asked her, did she have anything about a black agenda that's specifically for black people? she said very harsh, no, it's not just going to be an agenda for black people. Like, black people are not a part of her thinking, right? We see this. Now, all of a sudden, she's pulling off of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Now she's black and she's there. She's shaking her rump at the parties and coming down with black people. Black people, wake up. Wake the hell up, man. How many times are we going to keep being tricked and be loving people, putting people in position that will give you nothing and make you feel good about it? Oh, it's a black woman, the first black president. And the black woman just told you she's an Indian. She identified as an Indian for most of her career and very nastily said, no, I don't have a black agenda. Why in the world would you vote for somebody like that? You know, and you got Donald Trump there. Donald Trump is the best way to go, you know, through this whole thing. The Democrats stay in power. You're going to have war, and you're going to have the same conditions here in America for black people that you've always had. Same conditions. So I urge black people, wake up, man. This woman is not for us. She's not for us. Trump is the only way to go. So I want to say, bro. And also I want to say to you also, keep doing your thing, man. Right? I know you got a lot of haters out here and they doing all this and that. Forget the haters, bro. They're weak people, weak individuals, right? They can't do anything for themselves. That's why they hate. But you keep doing what you do. You hear me?
Yes. Hey, if you want to help me with the fight against the haters, you know, if you can, we got a Cash App down there. Drop something. Don't got to be big.
Hey, bro, when I get a chance, I definitely will, man. I'm definitely will. I'm all for positive brothers like yourself that get up here and give real good information and not stupid, just messing around with this gangster nonsense, these grown, stupid-looking men in their 40s and 50s. I can't put up with that. So when I see somebody like you, bro, it's refreshing. And the minute I get a chance, bro, I get a little change in my pocket, I'll definitely drop something on you. You hear me?
All right, don't go nowhere yet. I wanna just explore this conversation a little bit longer if you got a couple of more minutes.
Sure.
Okay, so first question I want to ask is, I personally agree with what Joe Brown said, but I think he was a little bit too harsh. I want to know your opinion on that.
Well, I don't know. I think he was harsh, like you said. You know what I mean? He definitely has an opinion about her. I don't know, because I don't know Kamala Harris. You know, before she became vice president, I didn't know nothing about her. And I'm not a man that really was into politics too much, except for the last two presidencies with Trump and Biden. But prior to that, I knew who she was, you know. But, you know, obviously he knows what he knows, or he feels like he knows what he knows. I think it was a little too crude, you know, but, you know, it's just what it is.
Okay. Also, what did you think about the questions that they initially started out asking him at the beginning of his interview? And the reason why I asked this question is because he consistently makes a point to say when people interview the Joe Bidens and the Kamala Harrises of the world, they want to talk about things that make them look good. Like, hey, what kind of ice cream do you want to eat? But when people are interviewing him, they're consistently talking about whatever negative thing that they can bring up or whatever. They ask questions, or they don't necessarily ask attacking questions, but they attack him and then ask a question. How do you feel about that? And do you think that has any merit?
No, it doesn't have any merit, because what they're trying to do is lynch Trump. You see, this is what they're trying to do to the man. Democrats want to stay in power, brother. They want to do anything to stay in power. Right? The Democrats don't have an American agenda as far as I'm concerned. The Democrats are concerned with being diplomatic. They want to worry about Israel. They want to worry about this. They want to worry about that. The American people under Democrats, nothing has ever changed. Go to 125th Street in Harlem, right? What's that over there, about a 4 and 5 trains? For years, what's been under there? Drugs, this and that. You go to Kensington, Philadelphia. It's like the American country just abandoned, you know, Philadelphia, Kensington. It's a zombie land, right? So Democrats are not really concerned too much with what's happening in the country. I don't think they're concerned with power. This is why Joe Biden let those Mexicans and all those immigrants into the borders soon he's got into the chair. And then he backed that up with a program to help speed up the process of them getting citizenship, because his plan was for them to put him back in the chair during this election. Just that he got, you know, he's a corpse now, so that's not working. You got to get out of the race. But it's about power. He leveraged himself with the immigrants to stay in power. Also, I also believe that before November, we're going to see something pretty big pulled off by the Democrats. by Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. They probably try to go ahead and push for war, accelerate the war with Russia and Ukraine, right, to bring about this war so that they can stay in power. I believe we're going to see something like this or another attempt on the life of Donald Trump. They're going to do something really big to stay where they are because there's a lot of forces behind the Democrats that you can't see. They're there, but you can't see them. You can't talk about them on here because they'll shut us down. You see, so it's a lot to this, brother. It's a lot to this. It's a lot to what's going on in the world. It's more than meets the eye.
All right, I got one more thing I want to ask you. I'm going to show. I'm going to put a video up real quick. I want you to watch this real quick and then tell me what you think about after.
All right.
Registering Hispanic people so they can vote. It comes with a company that is dedicated to registering Hispanic people so they can vote in upcoming elections. Are you already registered? We already voted. You already voted? Yes. Are you a citizen or? No. Yeah. You already been registered or? Yeah. Are you a citizen or? No. Have you already been registered at work? Yes, we have. You've already been registered? Are you a citizen or not a citizen? No.
The apartment complex Elliott Norcross in Norcross, Georgia, is occupied primarily by non-citizens. We visited the complex to ask residents 2 questions. Are you a citizen and are you registered to vote? Shockingly, 14% of respondents admitted to being non-citizens registered to vote.
Bueno, disculpe por molestar. Venimos como una organización que se dedica a registrar a la gente hispana para poder votar en las elecciones. ¿Ya le registraron a usted o? Ya. ¿Ya? ¿Y fue en el trabajo o vinieron? Vino a tocar. Ok. Muchas gracias. Y oiga, ¿usted es ciudadana o? No. No. ¿Ya le registraron en el trabajo o?
Okay, so my question is, how do you feel about the fact that they've already imported? There's a estimated, and this is a liberal people who calculated it, 22 million migrants have allegedly already been brought into the country. They're registering them to vote. And as these people have said, they have already voted. Now, I need for you to understand, the ticket hasn't even been made yet. Kamala Harris doesn't even have a running mate. How could you have already voted? How do you feel about this?
This country is over, man. This country is over. The voting process, everything is just corrupt. These people are corrupt. They'll do anything to stay in power. And I don't know. I don't know what America is going to look like after this election, man. I think that Donald Trump is our last hope to restore America and all the processes that we had about voting and stuff like that. I think if Trump doesn't get back in that chair, America is over as we know it. But Joe Biden, he wants to seem like he's trying to make himself seem like how Abraham Lincoln was to the blacks when we called him good old Father Abe, you know, for freeing us or whatever. And I think that that's the effect he wanted with these immigrants to come in, because they will vote for him for sure. Like their vote is already sealed. And to say that they have voted already, their votes are already counted, bro, America's finished, man. This is the most corrupt country in the world. It's over. It's over.
All right. Anything else you wanted to say?
No, man, not too much. I just want to again, you know, tell you to keep your head up, man. Keep going forward, regardless of the haters. I got a lot of haters on me, so I know what you're going through. But black man, keep your head up, man. I love your channel. I've been watching you for a long time. Keep that positive, good information coming out, man, and don't let nothing or nobody hold you back. All right.
Appreciate you.
All right, brother. I'm out of here, man. Peace and love.
Salute. Shout out to the homie. Anybody else want to come up here? I am ready to. If anybody else want to come up here and get your opportunity to speak on this particular topic, pull up. Before you come up here, I just need to see your face to look at you and see who you are. Then you could turn your camera off if you feel like it. But obviously, I have my finger on the mute button. So once somebody starts saying something crazy, you're probably going to hear like the first word, and then it's going to be like mute, and then I'm kicking them. So we're going to do that. With that being said, is there anything else you guys want to talk about? I got stuff that I have to get to. It's almost 12 o'clock. There's stuff that I just have to get to. Anything else you guys want to talk about? Also, if you have been enjoying the show today, you could always pull up to the Cash App. That's it right there on the tick on the bottom of the screen. You could pull up to the super chat, or you could pull up to the PayPal. I would love to, when we get the support back, having a clash of we need to get the saloon back open. I'm doing a lot of stuff at night right now that is trying to get something else going. So that's one of the reasons why it's a little bit difficult for me to do the saloon at night. I'd be absolutely exhausted. But we're gonna try to start at least pulling it off 2 to 3 days out the week. And then we're gonna see if we could move ourselves back into it. But I'm just being honest with you. I'm doing other stuff currently, and I'm just being distracted, and I just got other stuff we got going on. I got them trying to prevent me from doing some stuff in the community right now. And it's kind of crazy. They got people, like, you just got to be there. Like, you just got to be there. Because if I tell you what they're doing, it's going to give room for the people who want you to think that I'm crazy to say that I'm crazy, because nobody's ever going to do that, but they are actually doing it. It's I don't know what to tell you. People are bananas, fam. Washable Marcus says Kamala Harris is a presidential and candidate you order last minute from Temu. Anything else you guys want to add and put into the chat real quick? Come on, and then we're gonna get up out of here. I'm gonna end this poll real quick. It's going on noon. We got to get out of here. I just got stuff I got to get to. It's going on noon. I have a lot of stuff I got to get to. I'm getting off of here. I'm gonna have a little bit of lunch, and then I immediately have to go try to see if I can have a conversation with a guy about a thing. We got stuff we got to do out here. And then I have to get out to the park because I got to start getting out there sooner. And we got to get equipment. I got to get some equipment to work with the kids with. So we're working on getting equipment to work with the kids with. I need some padding. I need some cones and things as such to go work with the kids, and a couple of other things. We're gonna make it happen. All right, we're making it happen. You know what I'm saying? Right now, at this point, in a month or two, I'll be able to buy the stuff all myself, even if we're not gonna be able to have it. Even if I can't get any funding, I'm probably gonna be able to get some of this stuff myself in about a month or two, because our numbers are doing spectacular, and I appreciate you guys for all of the new subs. Like I said, I think we got 5.3 million over the. I mean, pardon me, 5.3. I'm gonna look. I don't want to say anything incorrect, because anytime I say something and I'm just off a little, people be like, "He lying." I could just have been just wrong. We got 5.2 thousand subs. It says in the last 26 days, but in reality, it's like since July 28th. I showed y'all the graph just a minute ago. It was really since like July 26th, 27th. We've got 5.2K thousand subs, which is wild, because you'll have people making pages that hate your guts and they can't get half of those amount of subs. And they'll be talking down on you. Like, yeah, but you can't even get no subs, fams. You don't even got no motion. You don't even got no motion. I'm just gonna show y'all just so people don't gotta say I'm capping. So these are our new subs. And as you can see, there was basically no new subs up until that point. Very minor new subs up until that point. July 26th, we got 28 new subs. And then on the 27th is when the numbers started blowing up. They go 349 new subs. And we maxed out on July 30th with 1,432 new subs. So those 5K, 5.3, 5.2, 5.3 thousand, 5.2, 26, 5.2, 5,226 new subs have all come over that like 8-day period of time. Because you know, whenever I do something over here, people try to say, it was me, I did it. And you didn't do it, man. Stop. You probably did some other stuff that was beneficial. I appreciate you. But I'm not trying to claim anybody else's nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm way too me to try to claim your accolade. I'm way too me. If you was more me, you wouldn't think I was, just so we could be clear. Damn, I got this one video that got me 2.3K. Shout out to that video. I don't want to show y'all how much money we're making over the period of time because, like I said before, I'm not trying to engineer people to just decide they want to hate me. I'm not even trying to do that. But as you can see, here go our analytics right here. And as you can see, that's 1.6 million views over a 48-hour period of time. We maxed out at, I think, 1.8 over 40. Yesterday, we maxed out at about 1.8 million views. So we're working. All right, we're working. We're over here and we're working. And we're doing all of this without attacking other content creators. We're doing all of this without trying to insult other content creators. We're doing all of this without trying to do anything harmful or negative or evil to anyone at all, just so we could be clear, including other content creators. We're doing all of this just based off of, you know, who we are as a person. This is what we're doing. Just so we could be clear. God moves with some of us, but not all of us. Because some of y'all won't allow him inside of you. That just came completely wrong. But you understand what I'm saying. With that being said, I love y'all. Everybody go out there, have a beautiful day. Do all of the things in the world that you need to do in order to be able to worship the Most High and let him know that he loves you. It's important. It's very, very important that we're doing things to allow God to be in our life, because God loves all of us. All you have to do is allow him into your life. And that means turning away from Satan. That means turning away from wickedness. That means turning away from evil. So when you're doing those things, you're allowing God into your life, even if you're not living the way that you want to live. Sometimes God just tests you. When you know that we're going to get to the next level is when you know when you're at the next level is when God takes you from one place and puts you in another. Because that's always when you're progressing. He takes you from one place and puts you to another. All right. So with that being said, I love y'all. Go out there into the world, do something worth doing, attach God's name to it so everybody know that you come in his name with righteousness and grace. Like, comment, subscribe, join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bonus. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I got on this one.